Florida man has been arrested on charges that he intentionally ignited the Pacific Palisades Fire in Los Angeles that killed 12 people, a law enforcement official familiar with the case said on Wednesday. The man is facing 3 federal criminal charges related to the fire following an extensive investigation by the Los Angeles Field Division of the U.S. Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms and Explosives, ATF, the Los Angeles Fire Department, and the Los Angeles Police Department, the official said. He was arrested in Florida and will be transferred back to the Central District of California to stand trial. The fire in the Palisades started in early January and scorched more than 23,000 acres, 9,308 hectares. In the process, it destroyed some 6,000 structures around Los Angeles and caused about $150 billion in damages. Arson investigators determined that the fire started near a popular hiking trail in the hillside of a state park overlooking the Pacific Palisades overnight in early January. It ravaged large parts of the Pacific Palisades, Topanga, and Malibu before firefighters were finally able to contain the blaze about 24 days later. The finding that the fire was intentionally set could allow the federal government to potentially seek the death penalty. Federal arson charges carry harsh mandatory minimum sentences that range from 5 to 20 years. The sentences are even stricter if the arson leads to injury or death, in which case the government can seek up to life in prison or the federal death penalty. U.S. President Donald Trump issued an executive order on his first day in office in January directing the Attorney General to pursue the death penalty for all crimes of a severity demanding its use. The ATF is the lead federal law enforcement agency that investigates the cause of fires. Its national response team has probed a total of 927 incidents since the late 1970s, including an investigation into the origin and cause of the deadly August 2023 fire in Lahaina on the island of Maui in Hawaii that killed more than 100 people. In that case, ATF determined the fire started after broken power lines re-energized, sending sparks that ignited overgrown brush near a utility pole.
We will be unsealing the complaint if it hasn't been already. It has much more details than what we've gone over today in there, and that'll be available to you. 12 minutes into the new year, environmental sensing platforms indicated that a fire had started. It took the defendant several tries to contact 911 to report the fire. He fled the scene in his car, but turned around after passing fire engines driving in the opposite direction to fight the fire. While the Lockman fire burned, the defendant walked up the same trail from earlier that night to watch the fire and firefighters, using his iPhone to take short videos of the scene. Although firefighters suppressed the blaze, the fire continued to smolder and burn underground within the root structure of the dense vegetation. So that fire started on January 1st, and it smoldered underground for about a week until on January 7th, heavy winds caused this underground fire to surface and spread above ground, causing what became known as the Palisades Fire, one of the most destructive wildfires in Los Angeles city history. Law enforcement got to work and by January 24th had identified and interviewed the defendant. During his interview, he lied about where he was when he first saw the Lockman fire, claiming he was near the bottom of a hiking trail. Geolocation data for the 911 calls showed that he was standing above the fire in a clearing merely 30 feet from the blaze as it rapidly grew. We are laying out the information we have in the complaint. The evidence is based on, you could see some of the key evidence, including the fact that he was the only person in this location at the time this fire ignited. We have no other indication that any other person was there. There were no fireworks at the time. We have several cameras in the vicinity that are there designed to detect fires, and this fire was detected almost right away by those sensors. So there's no indication of fireworks or other things that would have started this. He was the only person there. You heard about this music video and song he would listen to, which had imagery of fires. And then do we have the image up? Are we having trouble with that? And you could see some of his thought process in the months leading up, where he was generating some really concerning images up on ChatGPT, which appears to show a dystopian city being burnt down.
Response team came in. This was an extensive investigation. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so like we highlighted, active for several days. Once the catastrophic winds occur, fire needs fuel and oxygen. Through this extraordinary team effort, investigators determined that the Palisades Fire, reported on January 7th, was caused by an intentionally set fire near a viewpoint along the Temescal Ridge Trail in Topanga State Park on January 1st. The fire was a holdover fire, meaning it was deeply seated in dense vegetation and roots and continued to burn undetected until catastrophic weather ensued, resulting in the Palisades Fire. Rendernesh is now charged with setting the January 1 fire. We know this arrest cannot erase the pain or grief or losses endured, but we hope it is a step forward. It is proof that justice will not be forgotten.